Good afternoon and welcome inside GCU Softball Stadium for this afternoon's matchup between the visiting Northern Colorado Bears and your Grand Canyon University Lopes. I'm Kyle Borg alongside Luke Larkin. And Luke, the Lopes have fared well so far in their tournament this weekend, going 3-1 with a pair of wins so far.
Yeah, it's been a really great weekend for the Lopes. Last night it was 2 solo home runs, one from Sierra Smith, the other from Maddie Dowdle. And how about Yessie Morrison in the circle, pitching a complete game with 4 strikeouts? Absolutely spectacular.
Now they have one loss, and that came in the first game yesterday to South Dakota. They dropped that one 4-1.
Yeah, it was Dietrich. She had an RBI to drive in the Lopes' only run, and pitcher Ryan Denhart had a decent game, but unfortunately was unable to get the win.
And we are just moments away from first pitch right here on GCU TV. Welcome inside GCU Softball Stadium. Alongside Luke Larkin, I am Kyle Borg for today's matchup between the Northern Colorado Bears and the Grand Canyon University Lopes. And Luke, the Lopes coming into this one on a good winning streak. They're 3-1 on the tournament so far this weekend. And how can they keep that momentum rolling as we take a look at the Sanderson Ford keys to the game?
Well, yeah, Kyle, like you said, they got a big 8-6 win over Utah, another big 3-0 win over South Dakota, and then dropping that second game. Here against Northern Colorado, there's a couple things. First, no runner left behind. There's a lot of runners left on base. Throughout the tournament, it's plagued them all season long. Coach Pearson felt as though that was one of the biggest things. She was joking that throughout the game she looked over at the dugout and said, what do you guys think we're going to be doing in practice? And everybody knew, all right, we're going to do bunting. We're going to try to advance those runners. We got to get them in scoring position. It's a huge part of the game. It's something that's fundamental, but it's something that needs to be done. And of course, finishing the tournament strong, like you said, 3-1. It's been a very good weekend for the Lopes. And of course, they've got a really big opponent coming into town on Wednesday. The national champion Florida State will be here on Wednesday. So the Lopes looking to get some momentum rolling here and finish out this tournament strong.
And in the circle tonight, or this afternoon rather, for the Lopes will be Brianna Aguilar, who is 1 for 2 on the season. And she has been having herself a nice last couple of starts.
Yeah, she absolutely has. At the end of last season, she really was the hard worker. She took this team and took the workload on her shoulders. And throughout this season, she really hasn't had to be as much of a pack mule for this team. She's got a staff around her that can take a lot of innings. Yessie Morrison is playing really well. Lexi Coons looks really good in relief. So Bobo now can just relax and get into this one and try to pitch a really solid game.
As it looks like we are about ready for first pitch from Brianna Aguilar, and stepping into the batter's box for the Bears will be the right fielder, number 27, Cheyenne Talmadge. She'll be followed by the center fielder, Kenzie Kudina. And batting third this afternoon will be the shortstop, Maddie Young. So first pitch on the way from Aguilar. It will be fouled back for a strike. And we are underway here on the final day and the final game of the Lopes Up Classic. So Talmadge batting .235 thus far on the season. Pitch number 2 on the way. It will also be fouled off down that third base line. So Aguilar quickly ahead, 0-2 on the Bears' right fielder. The Bears come into this one on a 3-game losing streak after winning their first game on Friday morning against Iowa State, and then they followed that up with losses to Utah, South Dakota, and Iowa State again. Payoff pitch will be upstairs for ball 1. Count will fall to 1-2 now. Aguilar still ahead
Oh, and it's a really young squad out there for Northern Colorado. Their coaching staff in their first year, the entire coaching staff in their first year. There's 7 freshmen on this squad, so still looking to find their legs.
That last pitch was outside ball 2, and that one will be a foul ball as it bounces foul. Good waiting from the Lopes defense to make sure that one goes foul. Not giving up a hit or make any mistakes on that one. That one will also be fouled back, so staying alive.
Yeah, she's making good contact, trying to work her way back into this count.
Pitch on the way will be bounced to Sierra Smith at third base, on to Olsen at first for out number 1. Good job fielding by Sierra Smith down there at third base. It makes a good strong throw onto Taylor Olsen.
Yeah, very nice play there. Fighting the sun a little bit. As you can see, the sun over here on this first base line side. Still very high in the sky. Smith able to make a very nice routine play across the diamond.
That first pitch swung on and missed for strike 1. That one was in there to Kenzie Kuderna, the senior, who's batting .327 on the season. She'll be out in center field this afternoon. She's tied for the team lead with 16 hits on this young season. And that one will miss the outside part of the plate for ball number 1. That one fouled straight back, ball or strike number 2. So the count falls to 1-2 with 1 out on Kuderna. So Aguilar ahead once again in the count. Pitch on the way will be a bouncer foul down that first base line. Olsen picks it up and sends it back to Aguilar. So Kuderna will stay alive and will keep the pitch count running up on Aguilar early. These Northern Colorado batters doing a good job making contact. Just waiting for a pitch that they can drive. That one will be high for ball number 2.
The senior Kenzie Kuderna really can make you pay if you leave one up there in the zone. She's batting .327 on the season.
So that pitch will be fouled off again. So the count will stay at 2-2. Aguilar trying to find a way to retire Kuderna. Pitch on the way. Will be grounded back up the middle, and it will not be off the glove of Savannah Torville at second base, and it'll find its way into center field for the first hit of the game and the first hit of the inning. So now the Bears have one on as Maddie Young, the shortstop, will step up and into the batter's box. She's batting .314 on the year. She's started every single game so far for the Bears, who come into this one at 4-14 on the season. First pitch to Young. Runner will not go. So Kaylee Dietrich will be aware of the speed of Kuderna over there at first base. So 1 out and 1 on for Maddie Young. As the 1-0 pitch comes on the way, outside, ball 2, throw down to first, not in time. Kudrna is back safely.
Yeah, just keeping her honest there. I'm a big fan of that. Try to shorten up the leadoff some. Showing good presence of mind to get that throw down to first.
Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Aguilar. So that one swung on and missed for a strike. Good job by Dietrich to keep that one in front of her. That one inside, ball 3. Count is now 3-1 with 1 out. Maddie Young has walked just 1 time on the season in 51 at-bats. That one in there for a strike, and the count will go full at 3-2 to Maddie Young. Young will show bunt. Pulls back. Pitch on the way. That one will be fouled off down the line in right and off the netting. Olsen will throw it back into the circle, and they will get ready to throw another pitch to Young. Lopes defense will look to turn 2 right here and get out of this inning unharmed. Young will show bunt again and pull back. Runner goes on the ground to Smith at short, on to first in time, out number 2, but the runner moves over. So Kudrna will be at second base, as now Danny Young, the first baseman, will step into the box with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. So Northern Colorado here with a chance to get on the board early.
Yeah, good chopper there to Shea Smith. Shea Smith able to step up and make that play, not in time to get the lead runner. So job done getting the lead runner over to second and in scoring position.
So that first pitch to Young is outside off the outer part of the plate for ball 1. Second pitch will be low and just missing for ball number 2. So we are quickly at 2-0 to Danny Young, the freshman, who's batting .258 on this Young season. And that'll be ball 3, because that one was low and inside. So the 3-0 count, Aguilar has 2 outs, so they will look to retire this one unharmed. With a runner in scoring position for Northern Colorado. Pitch on the way, called strike 1 on the outer part of the plate. Good pitch from Aguilar.
Yeah, Danny Young was taken off down to first, but the umpire instead calling the strike.
3-1 on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 2. The count will go full once again to Danny Young. So Aguilar's done a good job to work her way back into this count in a position now to get out number 3 without giving up a run. She will get the signal from Dietrich. 3-2 on the way. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And that will retire the side as the Lopes get out of the inning with just the 1 hit given up.
Yeah, a really good job there by Bobo to get out of that inning, get out of some trouble. Well, Kyle, it's time for the upcoming schedule brought to you by BSN Sports, the largest provider of team sports equipment and apparel in the country. Baseball returns Wednesday to take on Nevada, while softball faces #1 Florida State in a doubleheader at 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Make sure to check both of those games right here on GCU TV.
Both of those ones are shaping up to be exciting games.
Yeah, that's
the
going
Lopes
to be
host the defending national champs.
It's going to be you over at baseball and Philip Katafmo over here at softball, right?
I believe that is correct. So baseball will make its return home after a quick 3-game road trip out to Southern California. They were out there this weekend, and of course next week as well. Men's volleyball's back at Antelope Gymnasium on Friday. And for the Lopes coming up to bat, it will be number 24, Gianna Nicoletti, followed by Lily Bishop and Shay Smith. Taylor Olson will bat 4th, followed by Sierra Smith, Savannah Torville, Kaylee Dietrich, and Maddie Dowdle. And Taylor Kay will be in the 9th spot. So Nicoletti will step in and look to get the Lopes offense started early. First pitch on the way, and that will be a chopper over the third baseman's head, and Nicoletti is on with a single on the first pitch from Valerie Vidal. And now the Lopes have a base runner of their own. So the Lopes getting started really early here. Good job from Gianna Nicoletti to find a pitch that she likes and just drive it opposite.
Yeah, jumping on that first pitch. I'm a big fan of that. Not even giving the pitcher Vidal a chance to get into her system.
So that one in there for a called strike on the outside corner to Lily Bishop, the transfer from NC State, who's batting .324 on the season. That one swung on and missed. Strike 2. Big swing from Lily Bishop. And that one will be driven into center field and a base hit for Bishop. Nicoletti will head to third. She will slide in safely with no play. And Lily Bishop will get a hit of her own. And now the Lopes got runners on the corners with nobody out. And Shay Smith to come into bat.
Well, a huge hit there. Like you said, runners on the corners, no outs. A bunt scores one. It was one of our things that we talked about with Coach Pearson was scoring those runners from scoring from scoring position, advancing those runners and bringing them in. We're going to see here if they're going to be able to do that. Coach Pearson is out calling for a pinch runner. Let's see who that'll be.
It'll be Rachel Hammonds to go in for Lily Bishop and pinch run. So Shay Smith will step into the batter's box. She's batting .456 on the season. She's got 26 hits and 9 RBIs, looking to add number 10. That one swung on a miss. Runner will go. The throw's into center field. Nicoletti's going to score. And Hammonds will advance to second. As Northern Colorado look to have a play on to try and get Nicoletti to jump off a third. But some miscommunication between second and short, and that ball goes into center field. The Lopes will get their first run of the game.
Well, the coach will come out and have a word with everyone. A bit miscommunication, like you said, with that throw to second. The second baseman, Talmadge, Herda, the second baseman, thinking that there was going to be a cutoff, a relay back to first to try to get Nicoletti stealing home.
That one will be up high to Shay Smith for ball one. Count is 1-1 to Shay Smith. As Valerie Vidal has a .504 ERA on the season in 76 1/3 innings pitched. So she is the ace for this Northern Colorado team. That one in there for a strike. 1-2 now to Shea Smith. Good pitch from Vidal. That one will be fouled back. Smith will stay alive. Count remains 1-2. That one was fouled back into the screen.
Well, Kyle, how about how the Lopes have started in this game? Couple of base hits and a steal from Bishop, able to bring in the runner from third. Now you got your senior up to bat.
That one popped high into the air. No one will run it down into foul territory. So Smith staying alive early, getting a piece of a couple of pitches.
And Shea Smith has been absolutely electric this season, batting .456.
1-2 on the way, up high for ball 2 to Smith. Taylor Olson standing in the on-deck circle, waiting her turn. Two on the way to Smith. That one will be low and outside, and the count will go full. So nobody out for the Lopes with Hammonds on second base. She's the pinch runner for Lily Bishop, who singled in her at-bat earlier in the inning. Lopes have a 1-0 lead early in this game. 3-2 on the way. Smith will pop it up high, foul, and back over the net off the top of the dugout and into the stands.
Well, Shea Smith, very, very patient. She's going to wait until she finds one that she likes, and then she's going to try to turn on that. Until then, she's just going to defend the plate and stay patient.
3-2 on the way to Smith. That one will be grounded foul down the first base line. So Shea Smith fouling off another pitch.
Yeah, well ahead of that one.
3-2 once again. That one, Smith driven back deep to the wall, and that one will be a home run for Shea Smith. Give her her first home run on the season, and it'll be a 2-run shot. The Lopes lead 3-0. And now the Northern Colorado coach thinking it went foul. I couldn't quite tell from here. It was dangerously close to that foul pole, but well hit from Shea Smith.
Yeah, it had distance. The question is, did she get around it too much? But, you know, the umpire in perfect position looking down that first base line calls it fair, and as a result, we've got a 3-0 ball game.
Great job from Shea Smith, the senior, and now Taylor Olson will step in with nobody out. And clean bases for the Lopes. First pitch to Olson on the outside corner will be just outside for ball number 1. Olson pops high into the air in the infield, and that one will be caught by the second baseman, Alyssa Huerta. Alyssa Huerta will make the catch for out number 1 and retire Olson, as now Sierra Smith will step into the batter's box. As she pops that one into the air, into center field, and a great catch made for out number 2 on the first pitch by Sierra Smith. And that is the center fielder, Kenzie Kuderna. And now 2 down quickly for the Lopes on back-to-back pitches as Savannah Torville will step in. Savannah Torville batting .294 with 3 home runs on the season. So the first pitch to Torville. will be in there, called strike on the outside corner. Good pitch from Vidal. And she appears to have settled in now after that home run in those first 3 Lopes batters. Second pitch will be low and in the dirt, ball number 1. One on the way. Torville, big swing and a miss, strike 2. So Torville falls behind 1-2 with 2 outs, but a 3-0 Lopes lead thanks to the Shea Smith home run. So Torville, that one will be outside for ball 2. Torville works the count even at 2. 2-2 on the way. Torville popped that one up in the air. And that one will be caught by the shortstop, Maddie Young. So the Lopes score 3 in the bottom half of the first thanks to a throwing error by the catcher into center field that scored Gianna Nicoletti off back-to-back singles, and then the 2-run home run from Shea Smith.
Yeah, Shea Smith stepped up and just crushed one down that first base line. It looked like it might have gone foul, but it didn't. That's where we stand now, 3-0. Much more excitement to come here on GCU TV.
Performance is your profession. You excel in bringing the best out of people. Through leadership and insight, you help others fulfill their promise. You share a unique bond with your family and cherish your time together, but you strive to take the next step in your career. GCU's online degree program in performance psychology will enhance your skills in helping others succeed. Master your craft in an online PhD program that puts innovation and technology at the heart of education. And you can do it all within a tight schedule without disrupting other aspects of your life. With a PhD in performance psychology, you'll have the tools you need to elevate your performance to the next level. When human excellence meets cutting-edge technology, business advances.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit GCU.
And welcome back to GCU Softball Stadium. The Lopes just scored 3 runs in the bottom of the first inning as Haley Swanson gets ready to settle in for the top of the second. And she will be the leadoff batter for the Bears as Aguilar's first pitch is outside for ball number 1. One 0 on the way. That one will be just off the inside part of the plate for ball number 2.
Well, Bobo was able to get out of some trouble in the first inning with a runner in scoring position.
2-0 on the way. That one will be in there for a strike, so 2-1. Good pitch from Aguilar.
Oh, that's a very pitcher-friendly call. I like that one. You know, 2-1 looks a whole lot different than 3-0.
2-1 on the way, grounded to Sierra Smith at third, on to Olsen at first, in time for out number 1. And the good defense there once again from Sierra Smith, getting her second put out of the ball game.
And you know, the Smith sisters over there on the left side of the diamond just make it look so easy. 3 putouts in this game between the 2 of them.
And Shayna Robinson will step in for her first AB of the afternoon. First pitch on the way to Robinson in there, strike 1. So Aguilar really been able to find her groove as of late and keep it rolling early on in this ball game.
Yeah, it was a slow start to the season, but, you know, since been able to really bounce back.
That one grounded right back at Aguilar. She makes a good play on to Olsen, out number 2. Aguilar thought it was out number 3. She started running back to the dugout.
Well, you know what? She did so much work on that play. You know, They might as well have awarded her, a little bit of a break. A very impressive play, able to knock that one down in front of her and get the put out.
First pitch to the pitcher, Vidal, will be fouled off for strike number 1. She's batting .333 on the season. Just the 1 hit in 3 attempts, so she's getting an at-bat early on in this game. So the 0-1 on the way. That one will be grounded at Torville, makes a good play at second. On to first for out number 3. So the Lopes retire the side 1-2-3 in that inning. Great job from Aguilar with minimal pitches thrown. So the Lopes have another good defensive inning, and they'll get ready to come to bat with Kaylee Dietrich. And don't forget, you can get the best gear to show off your Lopes pride. Go to lopeshops.gcu.edu to find everything GCU, from the newest apparel to the coolest accessories. Use promo code GCUTV25 to get 25% off for being a GCU TV viewer. Let's paint the Valley purple. Lopes up.
So it'll be Dietrich, Dowdle, and Kay to round out the order here in the bottom of the second. In the bottom of the first, it was Nicoletti scoring on an errant throw to second, and then Shea Smith with the 2-run shot down the first base line. That's where we stand here, 3-0. The Lopes, they look to continue the action here.
So we'll still have a couple more warm-up pitches for Vidal to start this inning, as Kaylee Dietrich will come into this one batting .200 on the year with 8 hits. She's got a pair of home runs herself. She's already hit 1 in this tournament, and it was a big one, I believe, on a Friday night against Utah. She hit a 2-run shot to give the Lopes the lead and ultimately the win, 8-6 in that one.
Well, you know what, Kyle? Let's just mention how impressive it is that Vidal was the last out of the top of the second, and now she's in the circle ready to go and pitching. It's quite the turnaround there. I guess it's a little more impressive when it's a catcher because they got to throw all the gear on.
It's not an easy transition.
The pitcher, the whole game's waiting for you.
So Dietrich will settle in. As the umpire gives the okay and ready to play signal. So that one will be fouled away. And it'll be 1-1. So the 1-1 on the way to Kaylee Dietrich. That one will miss up high for ball number 2. Two-one outside for ball number 3. So Dietrich getting a friendly 3-1 count in her first at bat, looking to get on base. Three-one, hard hit down the third base line, but foul.
Yeah, good contact, but just ahead of it, she pulls that one foul.
So the count is full to Dietrich at 3 balls and 2 strikes with nobody out here in the bottom of the second inning. 3-2. Popped high into the air into shallow outfield, and it'll be caught by the second baseman out there in shallow right center field. Almost a collision between the center fielder, right fielder, and second baseman.
Yeah, everybody coming together to try to track that one down. The second baseman, Herta, able to drag it down for the first out. That'll bring up Maddie Dowdle to the plate.
So Dowdle will show bunt with 1 out and pull back and swing and miss at pitch number 1 for strike number 1. So 0-1 to Dowdle. She homered last night in the Lopes 2-1 win over or 2-0 win over Iowa State. So that one will 1 hop to Dowdle, and it'll be 1-1 with 1 out here in the bottom of the 2nd inning. So the umpire calls time, and he'll go out and talk to Vidal. So after that meeting in the circle between the umpire and Vidal, what appears to be possibly an illegal pitch. So the count is now 3-1 after that last pitch was outside and high, and now Dowdle will foul that one straight back and out of play. Heads up in the stands right in front of us, and the count is full.
That's certainly odd. We'll see if we can get an explanation at some point here during the broadcast. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
So called strike 3 to Dowdle, out number 2, as Taylor Kay will step in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 2nd.
Chopper to third, play over in time. That'll retire the side. It'll be the top of the order for the Lopes when they come back, but first it'll be Schmidt, Herta, and Talmadge at the top of 3. Until then, don't go away. We'll be right here with all the action on GCU TV.
As a teacher, your calling was always to make a difference and positively impact the future. You live with a deep sense of purpose and strive to inspire generations of change. GCU's online Masters of Education degree program gives you the skills you need to grow and develop your career, while also making sure you have time for yourself and your family. Today, you can learn anywhere and anytime, giving kids a look into the technological advances that pushed you forward. Being strong and compassionate makes you a role model through this formative period in their lives. You're not just inspiring future generations of leaders and innovators to reach for their dreams. You're giving them the tools they need to achieve them.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
So we are back here for the top of the 3rd inning. Lopes still have a 3-0 lead, as Aguilar's first pitch on the way will be a grounder to Sierra Smith again in time for out number 1. A little bit of a high throw, but Olsen able to corral that, and that will retire the batter Maddie Schmidt, as we will have Alyssa Huerta coming up for her first at bat. So 1 pitch and 1 out for Brianna Aguilar here in the top of the 3rd. Her first pitch to Huerta will be in there for a called strike on the inside part of the plate. So the 0-1 on the way. That one will be fouled back. 0-2 quickly to Alyssa Huerta. She is batting a 77 batting average so far on the season with 1 hit and 13 at-bats. And that one will be a called strike 3 on the outer part of the plate, so another backwards K for Brianna Aguilar. And she has 2 down quickly as we go back to the top of the order for Northern Colorado, and it will be Cheyenne Talmadge once again.
Yeah, it's her second strikeout of the game. Comes against a struggling batter, but now she'll have to face Talmadge, the senior, with the much more impressive batting.
As Torville will collect and throw to Olsen in time. Out number 3. So we get ready for the Lopes to come back with the top of their order. All 3 of them had hits in their first at-bats. So the Lopes have a 3-0 lead going into the bottom of the 3rd.
We'll catch the latest series from GCU TV, Living as Lopes, Finding Your Purpose. Living as Lopes follows a group of GCU students as they navigate their way through college life and all that it holds, with a few fun twists along the way. Watch the new episodes every week on youtube.com/GCU.
So, of course, Living as Lopes, Finding Your Purpose will replace Finding Tatum's Purpose, as Tatum is set to graduate this spring. So that new show getting underway a few weeks ago. I've been able to catch a couple episodes so far.
Yeah, our co-workers in the office working very hard to get that one out every single week. They do some incredible stuff, and they double as our camera crews here on the sporting events. So all of those great pictures you're seeing, special thanks to our crew here at GCU TV. Big fan of each and every one of you.
I believe that last episode was about the New Mexico State game from a couple weeks ago, I believe. I know that's the last one I watched. So I'm not sure if that's the exact latest one, but let's hope it is.
So it'll be the top of the order here for the Lopes, Nicoletti, Bishop, and Shea Smith.
So Gianna Nicoletti, the freshman, singled on the very first pitch of the game in the first inning, and she will take that one low and outside for ball number 1. So Nicoletti singled and would later advance to third on the Bishop single and then come around to score on an errant throw from the catcher, Emma Brockman. So that one, same spot, low and away, ball number 2 to Nicoletti. She is out in right field this afternoon. It's a beautiful day here in Phoenix. Weather's starting to warm up. We hope it doesn't get too hot too quickly.
Yeah, a little bit of a scare. So that one's roped to left, but is tracked down by Schmidt for out number 1. A little bit of a scare with some snow here in the valley. It had some snow tops mountains. I don't think I've ever seen that down here.
So Bishop will get ready for her second at bat. She singled back up the middle. So first pitch to Bishop will be low for ball number 1. Good spot, just missing the zone by Vidal. Second pitch on the way, Bishop popped high in the air. Good communication this time from the infield of Northern Colorado, and it will be caught by Young out there at short.
Well, just like that, 2 up, 2 down. It'll bring Shea Smith up to the plate in her first at bat, of course. We saw that very impressive home run down the first base line. We'll see what magic she has here with 2 outs.
First pitch to Smith in there, strike 1, outside corner of the plate. So second pitch to Smith will be grounded up the middle for a single. And Shea Smith is on now with 2 outs to bring up Taylor Olson. So good hit from Shea Smith. Drive it right back up the middle. And she is 2 for 2 now.
Yeah, nice line drive there. Will give Taylor Olson a chance to keep this inning alive.
So Olson now with a chance to drive in Shea Smith. First pitch to Olson. Outside part of the plate for strike number 1.
Well, and Shea Smith with so much speed. You know, it'll have to be a little more than a base hit to score, but not much more than a base hit.
The 0-1 on the way. Olson pops it up in foul territory. Will not be run down once again over top of the netting and off the dugout. So 0-2 quickly to Taylor Olson. Outside part of the plate, and now Smith caught in no man's land, but will get back to first base. So 1-2 is the count to Olson. Brockman threw on down to second base, trying to get Smith stealing, but she thought twice and made her way back to first base. So Olson will line one into left, and it'll be caught out there by Maddie Schmidt. And that is how we end the 3rd inning. Shea Smith got on with a single, but just the one hit here in the bottom of the 3rd. We'll be back with the top of the 4th when we come back right here on GCU TV.
You use the latest technology to treat patients, but your care and compassion is timeless. And as an RN, you delight in sharing it. But there's always room to grow. Advancing your career means helping more patients and providing even more care. Grand Canyon University's online programs in nursing make it convenient for you to become the expert every patient deserves. Healthcare has made significant advancements, and GCU teaches you how to prepare for the future. By applying that knowledge, you're able to stay up to date with the latest medical technologies. And since GCU's nursing programs are online, you can access your program from anywhere, so you're always there for those most important.
Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
And we are back at GCU Softball Stadium. We are getting ready to start the top of the 4th inning. Lopes scored 3 runs in the 1st. And that is where we stand. It is 3-0, as it will be the center fielder, Kenzie Kuderna, to step in. She singled in her first at-bat in the top of the 1st inning. She is the one hit so far and the one base runner that Northern Colorado has had on the afternoon. First pitch will just miss the outside part of the plate for ball number 1. Good job from Kaylee Dietrich trying to bring that one back into the zone.
Now framing something that's so important for catchers.
0-1 on the way, swung on and missed for strike number 1.
Kyle, I don't know what your thought is about all this pace of play stuff and about the automatic strike zone, but I think framing is the ultimate argument against the automatic strike zone.
That one in there for strike number 2. And I was a catcher, so I am all for framing and fast play, because the squat gets old after the first 2 or 3 innings.
Yeah, exactly. You know, there's nothing special about being a catcher if you can't fool the umpire every so often.
I've been able to do that. 1-2, outside ball number 2. I've been able to do that on a few occasions. Behind the plate, Kaylee Dietrich does a great job of keeping everything in front of her, making sure she catches everything thrown her way. does a good job commanding that infield as well. So the 2-2 outside, ball number 3.
Well, there is some uniqueness to being the only player that's facing the diamond with the batter. You know, she can see where the holes are and, you know, can help relay some information.
Of course, the catcher really kind of that point guard spot in the baseball or softball field. So the full count now on the way. That one will be grounded back at Aguilar onto Olson at first base, out number 1. So Aguilar gets another one hit right back at her, and she does another great job of keeping it in front, making a clean field, and a great throw over to first base.
Yeah, deja vu. We saw that same exact thing in the second. She was able to handle it this time, you know, for out number 1. So she's not going to take off for the third base dugout.
So Maddie Young steps in. That one outside, ball 1. (1-0) on the way to Young. That one will be hit hard at Savannah Torville, but she cleans it or fields it cleanly and throws on to first for out number 2 as Danny Young will get ready to step in with 2 outs and no one on. Danny Young struck out in her first at-bat, and that one is in there, called strike number 1. So the 0-1 to Danny Young will be low in the dirt that time. The count falls to 1-1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 4th inning. That one will be a chopper right back to Aguilar, throw on to first. So Aguilar responsible for 2 of those 3 outs here in the top of the 4th inning, and she retires the side 1-2-3. So coming to bat in the bottom of the 4th will be Sierra Smith, Savannah Torville, and Kaylee Dietrich. And don't forget, you can support GCU basketball at the WAC tournament in Las Vegas, March 13th to the 16th, so just a couple weeks away. Discount tickets are available now at gculopes.com/events. And of course, the men's and women's teams both have a pair of games next week. The men are on the road. The women will be here at home Thursday, Saturday. And they will both look to continue winning streaks and get on a 2-game winning streak and find their way with some momentum heading into Las Vegas.
Yeah, looking to make a big splash at New Orleans Arena in Las Vegas for that WAC tournament. Last year, the men's team surprised and ended up in the championship where they fell to New Mexico. This year, they'll be looking to, turn some heads again. I don't think many people think they can beat New Mexico, but
I think
Lopes
they can.
faithful
I think
certainly
they can.
think they can. Should be very exciting to watch for sure.
Of course, the men won last night. They hosted Bakersfield on senior night, and they won that one by 4 points here at GCU Arena. So first pitch to Sierra Smith. It will be outside for ball number 1. So Sierra Smith flew out to center in her first at-bat, and that one will be driven into left center field for a single. She will make the turn and hold up at first base. So Sierra Smith will start the inning off with a leadoff single for Savannah Torville, who will get ready to settle in for her second at-bat as she popped up to short in her first at-bat to end the first inning. So the first pitch to Torville will be outside for ball number 1. So the 1-0 to Torville will be hit into the net behind home plate for strike number 1. She took a big swing at that one. Of course, she's got 3 home runs on the season already. So a lot of power in the freshman's bat.
Yeah, coming in, I know Philip Katofmo talks a lot about how she wears Nikki Gonzalez's number. And Nikki is such a hot bat for the Lopes, a lot of power. And the freshman, Savannah Tourville, certainly has not disappointed thus far in showing that she does have that power and ability to go yard.
So that last pitch was outside for ball 2. Count is 2-1 to Torville. She swings at that one inside for strike 2. Smith is in there ahead of the throw, so a stolen base for Sierra Smith. So she will move over and take the force and the double play out of play over there at second base. So nobody out, and the count is 2-2 now to Torville, as she now has a runner in scoring position. Torville fouled straight back and over top of the screen behind home plate. So she will stay alive. Count remains at 2-2 with nobody down, with Kaylee Dietrich in the on-deck circle. That one will be fouled off down the third base side. So Torville will live to see at least one more pitch.
Yeah, getting some instruction from Coach Pearson at that third base coach position. Just giving her some words of encouragement.
2-2 driven foul. Good hard swing and good contact made by Torville. Just unable to keep it fair.
Some really solid contact there, but like you said, just ahead of it. Chomping at the bit to try to get on one of these.
So the 2-2 to Torville will be a liner right back at the third baseman, and it is caught, and Sierra Smith is able to just slide back into second base to avoid the double play.
What an impressive play by Swanson at third. That one was on a rope right to her. She was able to make the play and then turn and try to get that out at second, but the senior Sierra Smith able to get back in time.
And that one will be fair down the third base line, and Smith will come in to score. So an RBI single on the first pitch for Kaylee Dietrich. So the Lopes will add another run, and their lead grows to 4-0 with just one out here in the bottom of the fourth. So a pinch runner will come on for Kaylee Dietrich.
Pitch runner for GCU at first base, number 15, Christine Bellavia.
As that'll be number 15, Christine Bellavia. It's a pinch run for Dietrich, as Maddie Dowdle will get ready and settle in. She struck out looking back in the second inning in her only at bat so far. So with a runner on and one out, Dowdle will square to bunt and pull back, and will look at the first pitch, and that one will be in there for a strike on the outside part of the plate. Oh, 1 to Dowdle. Same spot, but just a little bit low for ball number 1. So the 1-1 with one down, and Bellavia out there on first base for Dowdle, just waiting to come around, score the Lopes' 5th run. That one will take a hop and will hit Maddie Dowdle, and she will take her base. So now the Lopes have 2 on with 1 out as Taylor Kay gets ready for her second at bat, and Northern Colorado is going to come to the circle to talk about it.
Yeah, a quick conversation at the circle. Now, the Lopes have been very aggressive when they're at bat, swinging at those first pitches, not allowing Vidal any chance to kind of get into her system, get going. Coach Pearson's got to be very happy with that. She relays instructions to her base runners. 2 on, Taylor Kay up to bat, 1 out. This is where the Lopes need to score that base runner.
Good bunt from Taylor Kay, and the bases will be loaded for Gianna Nicoletti with 1 out. And you can't really draw up a bunt better than that.
Well, good grief. That was one of the things we talked about with Coach Pearson before the game, was getting those bunts down. Everybody knew that that was going to be something that was going to be huge for this team. That one, absolutely textbook.
Hitting for GCU, number 22.
So Nicoletti will be pinch hit for, and it'll be number 22, Jordan Keaton, with the bases loaded and 1 out. So Keaton batting just 143 on the year. She will take the first pitch for a ball. So Keaton with a pair of hits and an RBI on the season. And 2 walks as well. So the 1-0 on the way to Keaton. Keaton swing, and it is popped up into shallow right field. Catch is made, throw in, and no tag. So 2 outs as Keaton is retired. Lily Bishop will step in for her 3rd at-bat.
The designated player, number 27, Lily Bishop.
So Lily Bishop steps in. She's singled and has been grounded out in her 2 at-bats, and she will drive one down the line and right, but it'll go foul, and the runners will have to go back to their respective bases. So Bellavia's at 3rd, Dowdle's on 2nd with Kay at 1st, with 2 outs for Lily Bishop, who has a chance to really give the Lopes a huge lead.
Yeah, runners in scoring position, the base is loaded.
0-1 will be at the top of the zone and just miss for ball number 1. So Bishop with 6 RBIs on the season will be looking to add to that total here. That one will miss low for ball 2 to Lily Bishop. So pressure is really on Valerie Vidal here.
Yeah, well, this is the exact situation that Coach Pearson was talking about.
2-1 to Bishop. Swung on and missed. Strike number 2. So with runners in scoring position, Lily Bishop is batting .455. So she is very dangerous when we get runners on 2nd and 3rd. So the 2-2 on the way to Lily Bishop. That one will be up high for ball number 3. So you got to assume runners will go here on this pitch regardless, unless it is foul. So full count with 2 outs and the bases loaded in the bottom of the 4th. Bishop fouls that one down the line.
Not by much, though. Just getting ahead of it.
So it'll stay at 3-2 for Lily Bishop as she settles in for the next pitch. Pitch is on the way. Bishop drives that one back to the wall, and it's over the head of the right fielder. And that one is going to score 3, and a triple for Lily Bishop and it is 7-0 Lopes, as Cheyenne Talmadge could not quite make the catch out there in right field. So a 2-out, 3 RBI triple for Lily Bishop to bring up the shortstop, Shea Smith.
Just able to clear the right fielder Talmadge, who was back on the warning track. Lily Bishop getting things done for the Lopes.
And that one driven off the glove of the shortstop, Young, and Shea Smith is aboard with 2 outs. And the Lopes have grown their lead to 8-0.
Well, and you know Bishop's going to get a lot of high fives as she walks through the dugout. Well received there. Looks like we'll get a quick conversation, a pitching change.
So with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, the Lopes have scored 4 here in the 4th to make their lead 8-0. And we will indeed have a pitching change for Northern Colorado. It will be number 99, Maggie Thurston, the freshman right-handed pitcher out of Scottsdale, Arizona, and Chaparral High School. So an Arizona native getting to spend some time here in her home state this weekend.
We'll see here, as looks like there'll be a pinch hitter for the Lopes. You know, Kyle, that was quite the series there with 2 outs. That bunt to load the bases, that was something that the Lopes were struggling on the other day. You know, Coach Pearson, how passionately did she tell us that scoring runners in scoring position was, you know, one of her key things coming into today.
And the Lopes have really executed that very well. She stressed it all weekend, really, and they've come through all weekend. So they are on their way to what appears to be their 4th win of the weekend. So Lori Ann Olson, number 21, will be the pinch hitter for Taylor Olson, as Shea Smith is aboard at first base with 2 outs, as that first pitch is in the dirt for ball number 1. So that last pitch in the dirt for ball number 2. So Lorianne Olson will get ready for the 3rd pitch of this at bat. And that one will be hard hit to short over to first. And in time for out number 3, but not before the Lopes score 5 in the bottom of the 4th inning. The Lopes lead 8-0. So Northern Colorado will come to bat with Haley Swanson to lead it off the top of the 5th. But we're going to take a quick break, and we'll have the 5th inning for you when we come back right here on GCU TV.
Curiosity fuels you. It helps you understand the world around you. It's your guide through life. So when you're ready for a fulfilling new career, let your curiosity fuel that change. Change is difficult, but Grand Canyon University's online degree programs in technology make it convenient for you to achieve your dream. While businesses are being transformed by artificial intelligence and analytics, GCU teaches you how to plan for innovation and make sense of the world. By applying that knowledge to today's most challenging problems and sharing your insights, you're helping to build a better tomorrow for you, your community, and your family. Find your purpose at GCU, where advanced technologies drive education. Private, Christian, affordable, nonprofit. Visit gcu.edu/online.
So we are back ready for the top of the 5th inning as Brianna Aguilar will throw her first pitch of this inning, and it'll just miss the outside corner for ball number 1, as this is Haley Swanson settling in for her second at bat. She grounded out to third in her first at bat. Sierra Smith's been busy over there at third base this afternoon. That one will be fouled off for strike number 1, and the count is quickly 1-1 to Swanson.
Yeah, Aguilar looking very confident out there. You know, it's amazing how far run support goes to help your pitcher. And she's got 8 runs on the board to help her out.
Pitch is in there. Strike number 2. Great pitch from Brianna Aguilar. So it is 1-2 with nobody down in the top of the 5th. That one will be grounded down the third base line at Sierra Smith, but foul. So it'll remain 1-2. Brianna Aguilar, 4 innings pitched so far, a pair of strikeouts, and just 1 hit so far in this game. One-two on the way. It'll one hop into Dietrich's slide. She keeps it in front. 2-2 is the count to Swanson, the third baseman today. So the 2-2 on the way. Swanson fouled off once again. She fouled that one off her foot.
As Swanson,
So a little bit of pain.
with a grounder to third in her only at bat. That came in the second. We'll get
So
a
she's
bit of
gonna
a
get
break
a little bit more
here.
time, yeah.
Yeah, you know, those sting quite a bit as you foul them off. Umpire doing his part to clean off the plate, give her an extra second. Now, coach will come in from third just to check on her, and we'll be back underway here.
So Swanson's ready to go. 2-2 is the count. Pitch on the way. Called strike 3 on the outer half of the plate, and Aguilar will get strikeout number 3 for out number 1 here in the top of the 5th.
Yeah, third strikeout, second one looking. Aguilar looking very, very confident today. Almost a whole different product than what we saw earlier in the season.
So the catcher number 32, Emma Brockman, will step in for her first at-bat of the game, and it's right down the middle for strike number 1. Pitch number 2 will be grounded to Shea Smith at short, onto Olsen at first for out number 2, and the Lopes got 2 outs quickly as Valerie Vidal will step in for her second at bat. She grounded out to Savannah Torville out there at second base in the second inning. So if Northern Colorado is unable to score here with 2 outs, the Lopes will win this game 8-0 on the run rule. Vidal's fouls off the first pitch for strike number 1.
Well, it would certainly be a nice quick outing for the Lopes. They've got a bit of work to be doing. They'd love to have a quick game here. Such a big opponent coming in on Wednesday.
Second pitch will just miss outside for ball number 1. 1-1 to Vidal. 2 outs. Lopes looking to get out of this game with a shortened 5-inning game here at the end of the weekend. And that one will be grounded at Shea Smith. She bobbles it and is unable to make a throw, but able to field it and keep it in front of her So Vidal is aboard at first with 2 outs as Maddie Schmidt will get ready to step in for her second at-bat.
Well, we'll see what the official score will be on that play.
It will be an error on Shea Smith. So a pinch runner for Vidal at first base. It'll be Katie Simmonsgaard to run. As Schmidt gets ready to step in, she grounded out to Sierra Smith at third, and her only at bat in the 3rd inning. So that one will be outside for ball number 1 with 2 outs here in the top of the 5th. So Northern Colorado gets just their second base runner of this game over there at first. One 0 on the way. That one is in there, throw down to first. Not in time. She's back safely as the count will go to 1-1. One and one on the way to Schmidt. That one on the outside corner will just miss ball number 2. So 2-1 is your count. Schmidt settles in, batting just 154 on the season. That one will be fouled down the right field line. So 2-2 is the count. Aguilar will look to end it here.
And the inning extended on the error to Shea Smith. 2-2 is the count with 2 outs. Runner on first.
2-2 on the way, grounded to Savannah Torville at second. Throw is in time for out number 3. And that is how we end the ball game. The Lopes win it 8-0 here in 5 innings, thanks to 5 runs in the 4th, 3 in the 1st, and a stellar pitching performance from Brianna Aguilar.
Yeah, a very stellar performance from her. She pitches a complete 5 innings. And how about Shea Smith with that home run to get the Lopes up 3-0 in the 1st? That goes a long way to help Aguilar with that run support. She then has more space to pitch, more confidence. Well, it's looking very good. And of course, Lily Bishop with a huge triple, clearing the bases there in the 4th. Absolutely massive with the full count against her. Very good effort from all over the place from the Lopes. They looked very good defensively. They looked very good offensively. And you know what? I think Coach Pearson is going to feel a little bit better about the way they brought in their runners from scoring position.
That's right. Aguilar will move to 2-2 on the season as Vidal will be credited with the loss. She moves to 4-11. As the Lopes overall record will go to 11-8, and Northern Colorado falls to 4-15. So great job all around by the Lopes this afternoon to get a big win and finish out the weekend in this Lopes Up Classic tournament. We're at 4-1. So good momentum moving forward into next week and the rest of the season.
Yeah, they'll turn their sights to Florida State on Wednesday. Make sure not to miss that one. That one's going to be terribly, terribly exciting.
Well, thanks for tuning into the Lopes Up Classic. You can catch the Lopes next game against nationally ranked and the defending national champs #1 Florida State Seminoles on Wednesday, the 6th at 5 and 7. That'll be a doubleheader. And don't forget, you can follow Grand Canyon University on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/GCU. Have a great rest of your Sunday afternoon and have a good week next week. And as always, remember, go Lopes.